Well, hello, happy Monday, Easter Monday. Is it Easter Monday? Yeah, it's Easter Monday, I guess, right? There's always confusion about whether today is a holiday or not. It's not for my guests because I made them be here today. But I hope you had a fantastic Easter, however you celebrate it. Hope you got around some family and friends and just had a positive Easter experience. Bad time to start a diet, let me tell you. But it got out Friday. We had some dinner, and Sunday morning we got out of town for some brunch, and the weather was pretty good, right? So beautiful day today. If you're watching live today on Monday, 20, I don't know, was it 20 degrees or it's really nice. Put it that way. I got my e-bike out today. Look out, world. I got my e-bike out there. And there's something to keep in mind this time of year, you know, when the weather gets nice again, motorcycles get out there, e-bikes out there, bicycles, kids on bicycles. They don't look both ways, right? So we have to be looking. So keep an eye out for two wheels out there. They're hard to see sometimes, so we got to really pay attention. But other than that, everything was a good weekend. It was a busy weekend. I know there were lots of things going on. Friday night, I don't know. I like we just kind of hung out, you know. Saturday, nothing. Didn't do anything. Took the whole day, and we watched Bosch. If you're into Amazon Prime Video, Jennifer and I sat down and watched. We did absolutely nothing all day. We watched 10 hours of television. We watched the whole season. Now I got to wait another year to watch the next season. It's terrible. I shouldn't do that. I should, but it was really, really good. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. As always, I'm your host, David Burrows, and we're going to have Mondays are great. They're my favorite day, as I always say, because I get some great people to come on the show and join me here today. Of course, Dave Brown's going to be here giving us an update for the United Way of Sarnia-Lambton as his monthly update. David Crosbie from the Bluewater Chordsmen getting ready for their performance coming up this Sunday at the Imperial Theatre. He's going to be here to talk about that. And Don Adam from Huron House Boys Home is going to talk to us again about their financial situation and some fundraising events that they've got coming up. But first, let's talk about some of the events that are coming up in the area. I'm very partial to this one. Sarnia Sings, Volume 3. It's been a great success. The first year that my friend Adam Dumont put this on, and he reached out to me and he said, I'd like you to be a part of it. I was all in. Very happy to be the MC for this event again. The first year, they were short about 10 tickets of selling out. Last year, the event sold out. It's May the 2nd this year. There's 23 tickets left at the Imperial Theatre. The Imperial Theatre holds 610 people. I think that's about right. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, go to imperialtheatre.net to support Sarnia Sings. What is Sarnia Sings supporting? Well, it supports mental health awareness and suicide prevention and awareness here in our city. Sarnia Sings will have about 16 local performers backed up by real rock stars. I'm talking drummer from Big Wreck. I'm talking guitar player from Moist. I'm talking Killer Dwarves and a whole bunch. These guys are the pros, and they will be backing our singers up. And we're going to have a little bit of Motown. We're going to have a little bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of everything, young and older, and a few surprises and announcements as well. And again, tickets for this, only $25. And all you got to do is go to imperialtheatre.net and buy 2 of the last 25 tickets that are available right now. I just checked literally about 5 minutes before the broadcast here, and there's 25 tickets left. You don't want to miss this. You need to go to this. Adam Dumont has worked really, really hard at putting this on, putting this together. Lots of great sponsors involved. It's going to be a fun night. It's a Thursday night. What else is there to do on a Thursday night? Well, probably something, but it won't be as good as Sarnia Sings on May the 2nd. So make sure you get your tickets for that. Again, imperialtheatre.net. What else is going on here? The tall ships. I know I've been talking about it every week. Some more great announcements coming out about this. There might be some pirates down there. Just saying. We will have some updates coming up over the next few weeks about what's happening with tall ships and the celebration coming to Sarnia. What a great way to showcase where we live here in Sarnia-Lambton. A large collaboration of people working hard to make this a great success. Tall Ships, August 9th to 11th. Bluewater Border Fest is going to be the same weekend, and this year they've added a day, August 8th to the 11th. Announcements. Who's playing Bluewater Border Fest? You'll probably hear it here first, so stay tuned for that. And Artscape by the Bay has moved their they're a week earlier than they normally are. I had a hard time getting that out. So August 9th to the 11th, Bluewater Border Fest, Tall Ships, and Artscape, all in the same weekend. Wow. The ships will be sailing in. You'll be able to take the tours. You'll be able to go on the sails. There's breakfast cruises. Like, there's a lot going on. Just find them on Facebook, Tall Ships Sarnia-Lambton, or go to tallshipssarnia.ca or .com. Go to Tall Ships. Thousands of tickets. I haven't talked to Rob Hardwood lately. I should have asked him, but I know close to 4,000 to 5,000 tickets have already been sold for this event, and they're expecting more. People are traveling from all across Canada. They're making it part of their vacation. People throughout. How do I know this? That when the people buy the tickets, it says where they're from. Coming from all across the United States, right here to Sarnia-Lambton. Again, what a great way to showcase our great city. I just got a message here. Somebody asked me, David, what is that going on up in the corner? There, in this corner right here. Can you see that okay? That is closed captioning. And I thought I would try that out. I think it's a great tool for everybody to be able to enjoy the show. So closed captioning, courtesy of Web Captioner. Thankful to them for allowing me to use that. So I hope you can see it good. This is the first test for it. I'll watch it later, but you guys tell me. So that's what that is. I'm putting in the right spot. Yeah, look, okay. I'm backwards. All right, Tall Ships, go online and find out more about that. It's going to be an awesome event. Well, here's a guy that gets out once in a while. Yeah, me. I'm going to be doing some karaoke this Friday night at the Moose Lodge, Friday, April the 26th, from 9 till 1. Even Dave Brown could do this, I'm sure. He's laughing in the background. He's waiting to come on the show in a minute. But I'll be there doing some karaoke. It's just a lot of fun down at the Moose Lodge. They've got great, reasonable price drinks, and they got a kitchen there. And we're going to do some karaoke from 9 till 1. Come out and join me. Have some fun. I don't do it that often anymore, right? But I'm going to be there once a month at the Moose Lodge. So I'd love for you guys to come out and have some fun. And, well, karaoke is always entertaining. There's no doubt about that. And I'm looking forward to getting out there and doing that for them as well. That's this Friday, 9 till 1 at the Moose Lodge. Lots of other things going on. If you don't want to come see me, I understand. But you can go to Lake Point Grill House and go see Wilkins, Ayers, Wilson, and Powell. Say that 5 times fast. Great entertainment. Rick Powell and his friends are going to be there. Lake Point, if you have not been there yet, is the old Chippewa restaurant here in Sarnia. And I say old, it's been around a long time. It's been beautifully renovated inside, rearranged. The one thing that is still there that I'm glad is still there is that where you can watch them make the steak. That's still there. They got some great lunch specials. I've been in there and enjoyed it. And they have entertainment they're having there every Friday night and Saturday afternoons as well. They have entertainment. But this Friday, they've got Rick Powell and his friends going to be there. It starts about 7:30, so it starts early and finishes early for those of us who can't stay up that late anymore. So it's great. Get down there, check that out. And then the Celtic Hillbillies. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a whole lot of fun, and they really liven up the room. This place gets really full when the Celtic Hillbillies are there. So if you want to have some great Celtic fun down at Lake Point Grill House, that's another chance to get out there and do that. That's on the Saturday, the April the 27th. The Celtic Hillbillies is going to be there, and that starts around 7:30 as well. Cornerstone. Now, they weren't playing for a while. The Lees, and they were doing different things, but they've reunited, if you will. And Cornerstone is playing once again. And this time they're going to be at Lizards on Saturday night. And that starts at 9 o'clock. So lots of choices out there for entertainment. No lack of anything to do. That's for sure. You can even get down to Patty Flaherty's. Road Waves is going to be there. They've got their tour. And the Downriver Band they're from Downriver Way. That's why they're called the Downriver Band. What a clever name. They're going to be down there opening up for them as well at Patty Flaherty's. And that's also around 9 o'clock. So lots of great local entertainment. And I want to just give a quick kudos shout out to Patty Flaherty's. I'm a huge supporter of independent music. I appreciate local independent artists working hard at their music. Paddy Flaherty's has been a strong force in supporting that for many, many, many years, long probably before independent music was even a word or talked about. Paddy Flaherty's has been doing that. Great place to hang out and great food down there as well. So thanks, Paddy Flaherty's, for bringing all this great independent music along. All right, Noel's Gift. Noel's Gift of Fitness and Health Expo. This is happening this Saturday at the Point Edward Arena. There's going to be some motivational speakers there. There's going to be classes. It's all about the health, folks, and it's all also supporting Noel's Gift. And if that wasn't enough for you, if you want to take all that class and work hard at being healthy, there's also going to be an open marketplace, an exhibitors marketplace there the same day as well. Donations, the public is welcome to that, and donations are welcome at the door again, supporting Noel's Gift. That's this Saturday. Best way to find out about the information on all these events I'm talking about is just find them on Facebook. So you can go to noelsgift.ca or Noel's Gift on Facebook, and they'll have all that information again this Saturday down at the Point Edward Arena. Last week we had Anita Miniali from Sarnia-Lambton Rebound joining me. She is the new Fund Development and Marketing Coordinator. That's a big title, but she's really busy. And they're having Hearts and Handbags. That's coming up in June as well. This is a new event that they have added this year in replacing the Dirty Dash event, which is not happening this year. They're taking a break from this year from it. And I think they're going to bring it back. I asked her that last week and she didn't really say, but I'm pretty sure they're going to bring that back. But for this year, Hearts and Handbags is what's going to replace that. So ladies, go to Rebound on Facebook to find out more information about that. And if you're really hungry, Thursday, June the 13th, it is the 10-year anniversary of the Surf and Turf supporting the Inn of the Good Shepherd. I have not been to this yet, but I hear it's pretty amazing, awesome, wow, delicious. My wife got to go last year. I didn't get to go, and she said it was pretty awesome. So tickets for that, just under $100 for that, or you can get a table of 8 as well for a discounted price. If you want to find out more about that, you can reach out to Adele Richards at the Inn of the Good Shepherd, and her phone number there's on the poster. I'll be posting all of the information, all the links about all these events in the comments below after the show as well. Right? Almost there. All right. All right, before I get my friend Dave Brown on here, I just want to go through the comments. And if you're watching, make sure you're watching from the link that's posted above. I always say there, above my horns there. That's where the link is. You can come on over and watch the show at that link so that we can see your comments. And you'll be able to ask questions to our guests coming up. Danny's out there. Danny, you're always out there. Are you not supposed to be selling cars or something? He says, what's up? How's it going, Danny? And Corinder, great having you out there. So any news on hockey match, David? Hockey match. Which one? Oh, you mean like NHL? You know what's really funny? Sorry, Dave, I'll get to you in just a second. Before the game even started last night between Boston and Toronto, if you don't know, I'll tell you, Boston won. I was standing at a pub with my friend, and I said, you know what? Boston's going to win 4-2. And he slapped me and said, I don't like you. And then they won 4-2. I'm just saying. Now, don't come to me and asking me who's going to win the next game and start placing your bets based on what I say. But that's a true story. All right. Who else is out there? But, my son wants to steal my e-bike. Oh, yeah, the keys are hanging in the key rack. Boy, oh, boy. Doing a live show here. Okay. Sarnia-Lambton United Way has always got things going on, and they always need your support and help. And very glad to have our friend, Executive Director, patiently waiting, Dave Brown. How are you, buddy? I can't hear you. I'm not hearing you. And I know it's not me because I heard Dawn talking to me earlier. What'd you do? If Dave, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop you out. And then when you come back in, that little settings icon before you connect your camera, maybe try that, change that to something else. I'm not sure. Or refresh you back. He's nodding at me. Good. Yeah, take yourself out of there, Dave. And we'll wait for him to come back. Yeah, Danny, the surf and turf is delicious. You should buy like 2 tickets, and then when somebody buys a car, you give them a ticket. What a great idea. Okay, hang on, Dave. We're going to bring you back and try again. I can't hear it.
Are we
there?
Dave?
There we go.
Oh, what a relief. What a relief.
Remember what you did.
Well, as I was saying, good afternoon to you and happy Easter to you and your viewers.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to get out and enjoy the Easter holiday?
A little bit. I mean, the weather Friday and Saturday wasn't the greatest, but yesterday and today sure was.
Oh, today is beautiful right now.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
You're talking about live TV, and you probably saw I was a little bit later than usual coming to my chair. Literally 20 minutes before I got here, the alarm was going off. I couldn't deset the alarm, so Ultra Guard security was calling me, and literally 20 seconds before you went to air, the alarm shut off. So what a relief.
Course. Yeah, well, and I guess those are the gremlins you're discovering right now because you're in the new location, right?
We are. We're all in. We're not quite settled, but we're in pretty good shape. I also noticed that I didn't have a logo in the background, so just again seconds before going live, I found the logo. So yeah, we're getting there. We're in a great location at Lambton Mall Road. I think it's going to be a great location for us and for our volunteers, donors.
Now, what was the decision? I know we talked last month about we're getting ready to move, but what was it that came about that said we need to? Was it a financial decision, or was it just a more convenience, or what? How did you determine you needed to move?
Well, we were approaching the end of our 10-year lease at the Chris Dawson Center, and
right.
We had maybe a little bit more space than what we needed, but we were looking to cut costs. I mean, on a regular basis, our board and our staff take a look at our operations, and we look for ideas on how we can squeeze a little bit more out of donated dollars. And so moving here is saving us about $1,000 a month. We've gone to a new telephone system, which is going to save another couple of thousand a year. And we just finished a bank tender. And every 5 or 6 years, we try to do bank tenders and auditing tenders and whatnot. And that's going to save us about another $3,000 beginning July 1st. So we're always looking at opportunities to save money because every dollar we can save is an extra dollar going out to the agencies. And that's exactly how we look at things.
Yeah, well, and I know all the conversations you and I've had here and then, in person one-on-one, that just comes up in the conversation is what can we do to have, we talk about having fundraisers and raising more money, but I think it's good for people to know that you look right at home in your own pockets there and go,
right,
what don't we need, or what do we need that we could better save our money on and still have the same efficient working, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I know we've talked in the past of how we measure the effectiveness of our programs and services that we fund, but we also take a look at what we're doing internally and we measure the effectiveness of those. And we're not doing as many special events as we used to do. We've got a very small staff. I mean, when I became executive director in the late 1980s, we had 10 staff. We provided some direct programs. We had 2 or 3 people on the campaign side. We decided at that time to invest heavily in technology, and we started reducing the size that we had. We started looking at what agencies can provide some of the services that we're doing now, or maybe are there some services that we're doing that we don't need to do. And so throughout the 90s, we took a real hard look at what we were doing. And I think that's made us in a great position turning into the year 2000 and beyond to be very cost effective, to be recognized by the Better Business Bureau, the only one in Canada that is. And I'm very proud, and I know the board members are very proud with just how much of that donated dollar we're able to funnel directly into programs and services.
Yeah, well, and the services that you provide stays. All the dollars stay right here in Sarnia-Lambton. I know that can be hard for some organizations because of certain services, like I'll say the Cancer Society. but it's because some services aren't available here in our community.
Right.
But it still goes to the people in our community. So as far as I'm concerned, that's still local. But all these services that you're talking about are provided locally and for local people.
Absolutely. But it's more than just a dollar raise in our communities used in the community. It's local decision making. We have 15 members on our volunteer board of directors right here from Sarnia and Lambton County, and they make the decisions. They decide who we're going to fund, what programs are we going to offer, what's my budget going to be for the next year. All of that is decided right here, not in Toronto or Ottawa or elsewhere. So I think that's the other key thing is, yes, the money is used in the community, but how it's used is decided right here as well.
And that wouldn't be an easy task, right? I think last time we talked, there's well, the talk of the day right now is cutbacks everywhere.
Right.
Joe on all of that. And these are tough decisions that have to be made sometimes. Not everybody's always going to like those decisions. Usually if it affects them directly, I would think.
Right.
That's usually when that happens. But what's the process if somebody says, fund me?
Right.
If somebody bring themselves to your table, I guess.
Well, we really have two primary funding streams. One is for our 18 funded agencies, which we fund for a 3-year term. That process actually is almost a year long that we started last year. We talk to community agencies, whether they're funded by us or not, but as long as they have a local board of directors and local programming, and we open it up to anybody to provide a request for funding proposal. And then we measure that against how much money is going to be available, what are our program goals and objectives. And over the course of a year, there's 3 sets of volunteers that review the budgets, review the agencies, and so on. But the other thing we have is a venture grant program. And I'm really excited about the venture program and always have been. It's 1-year funding for any non-funded agency, and they can apply year-round. And you may have read recently, we've just awarded the Inn of the Good Shepherd with a $28,000 venture grant program. And we've been talking to them since late 2018 about their income tax program. And this has been growing by leaps and bounds every year that the Inn has offered it. Last year in 2018, I think they did over 2,900 tax returns, which has resulted in about $10.4 million for those people who are low to middle income, who may not know that they get a refund, or may not know that their childcare subsidies or what have you is based on those income tax returns. And the Inn does those with staff and with volunteers free of charge. But it's grown by so much that they approached us and asked if we would consider paying so much money for each income tax that they do. So we've committed for this year $28,000 with the goal of doing 28,000 tax returns. And last year, that resulted in $3,300 as an average return for those people that they did income tax for. And so that nearly $300 per month may well mean the difference of whether or not you use the soup kitchen or not. It may mean whether you're evicted or not, or maybe you could move into a better neighborhood with a better school or closer to other supports. I think the payoffs for that particular program is amazing, and it's just one of the many things that our friends at the Inn of the Good Shepherd do.
And it's interesting, how something as simple as a tax return can have an impact on one person or one family in our community, and then that rolls off onto, like you said, that $300 could be the difference for them not using the soup kitchen, which I guess is one of the ultimate goals, right?
Right.
And I think I'm glad you brought that up, because I think a lot of times we talk about the Inn of the Good Shepherd and we just think food bank and that's it.
Right.
There's a lot more going on there. Like there's 35 different programs probably anyway that I could speak of there that they do. And the income tax is certainly a big part of that. And I knew they had the program, but wow, I had no idea how of it they were. That's huge. That's a lot of income tax returns.
Absolutely. I had dinner with Miles, I guess it was the last quarter of last year, and he was telling me about the success. And he viewed the success of the program by how much money he was getting people in those those income levels that need it the most. And so we got talking, and we thought, there may be an opportunity. We, as you know, have never funded the inn in the past. We've always had a great relationship with the staff and volunteers there. We've done a lot of day caring work there. This is the first time that we're actually partnering on a program, and I'm really excited about it. And I think the inn is too. And hopefully that this becomes kind of a long-term thing. The venture grant is only for 1 year, but you could reapply for up to 2 more years. And by that time, we're at the beginning of a new 3-year funding cycle. So who knows? I mean, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but early indications of this program look very, very positive for the inn, for the United Way, and for those people who rely on those income tax or child tax credits and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's great news to hear that. And I think it's important for people to, and I know we talk a lot about the same stuff, but it's good to have you back here every month and refresh us all on the facts that are out there for the United Way. One of them being you are not funded by the government, correct?
Not at all. Not a single penny.
Yeah. So this is all your campaigns every year all comes from community dollars.
Right.
Donated, which there's multiple ways that people can do that. But one of the ones I think that doesn't get talked about enough is, and I'm not going to say the title right, but the employee donation program, or what's that called?
Yeah, the employee campaign, but often they use the employee payroll deduction, which is a great way to support the United Way. The average might be $10 per pay, at which employees can sign up, and if they get 24 pays over the year, that's a $240 donation to the United Way. And if they work for a company like Nova or Shell or Teppermans, those dollars are matched. So we're looking at nearly $500 just from that $10 a pay. So it's a great program. Right now, about 30% of our funding comes from employees from industry, and about another 35% comes from the companies, many of which match dollar for dollar. And the other 30% comes from direct mail, largely retirees, special events, banks, governments, other employees from other sectors.
There's a lot of community involvement going on here that makes this work because,
right.
And like I say, that our popular industry here in Sarnia, but there's small businesses that maybe only have 2 employees. They can do this. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We have some campaigns that there's only 5 or 6 people in the office. They have 100% participation every year, which is terrific. They start their campaign on a Monday, and on a Tuesday it's done, and that's terrific. And if we could times that by 100 different workplaces with 5 employees, we're talking about some significant dollars. And whether you're in retail, government, or education, or in industry, every donation, every campaign is important because it sure adds up, not only for this year, but in future years going forward.
And the magic number is $2 million again for this year. Is that right?
Well, that was the goal last year. The board will set the goal in June of this year, and we typically announce it about a month before a campaign. But you're a smart guy, Dave. You know what historically we've been doing. So I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm not going to confirm it either.
I'm not going to deny or confirm. Yeah. And that's okay. And I know you did come up a bit short last year, but really this community, even when you were a lot shorter than you ended up being, I guess is the way for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. We were fearful. We were fearful of maybe being 5% short, hitting 95%, which is about $100,000. We ended up missing by just 31. And so when you look at the cost savings that I pointed out earlier with a change of office, we've invested some of our early campaign money into bonds rather than GICs. Yeah. And so we actually ended up with more money than the previous year to invest in community programs and services. So I think that's a testament to show that, we really are proactive to today's issues. And for us to have $31,000 less money through the campaign, but about $30,000 more money for allocations, I think is amazing. And so we're so grateful for everybody who donated to the campaign last year.
Yeah, fantastic. That's good news to hear. We say it all the time, you and I, but we really live in a fantastic community. We're fortunate that
Absolutely.
way.
Absolutely.
And I'll just give a shout out to the Sarnia Sting as well, because they typically have you there dropping a puck and
right.
you collect monies around at the doors and stuff like that, right? They're a big supporter.
Yeah, the Junior A Hockey Club, the Sarnia Sting, have done terrific. They typically give us the gates for the black and white game, which is, I think, the last inter-squad game before the preseason starts. And we've kind of looked at that as our unofficial campaign kickoff. Our kickoff typically runs on the second Tuesday of September with the Day of Caring. But it's really that kickoff, that week, where the Sarnia Sting black and white game gets us going. We have other events like the Enbridge Car Show in that same time period. Our letters are going out. Some of the campaigns get off early with barbecues and chilies. So it really is the unofficial campaign kickoff, and we're grateful to the Sarnia Sting who do that and do other things for us throughout the year too that maybe most of your viewers may not be aware of.
Right. Yeah, fantastic. Well, I got to let you go, sir. But before we go, just tell everybody how they can reach out to you. What's the best way to find out more? And you can come and show them how they can get on the employee or the payroll plan and everything else they can do.
Absolutely. The best thing to do is to visit our website, www.theunitedway.on.ca, to learn more about the programs and services that we're funding, and you could donate online or give us a call at 519-336-5452. We're also having a pasta fest with the Dante Club coming up on Thursday, May 16th. So that's a great opportunity. There'll be myself will be there and some of the staff, and we can talk up about the United Way and some ideas at the pasta fest. That's 5 until 7. Tickets are available for $15 each, or 10 for children, 4 to 12. And of course, takeout and eat in is
perfect.
Is available.
Right. Those pasta fests are popular.
For a good reason.
We've got another one coming up this week we're going to talk about as well. Dave Brown from United Way Sarnia-Lambton. Thanks so much for your time, David.
Always a pleasure.
We'll look forward to just having you on again soon.
I look forward to it. Thanks, David.
Dave Brown, Executive Director for Sarnia-Lambton United Way. 100% of their monies stays right here in Sarnia-Lambton. And, well, he didn't officially say, but $2 million would probably be a good idea, I'm thinking. Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Dave Brown. All right, well, we're going to move on to our next guest. If you love music and you love some humor, then you got to get out and see the Bluewater Chordsmen. And one of our guests, are we ready? There he is, David Crosbie from Bluewater Chordsmen. Thanks for joining, David.
Hello, David. How are you today?
I am fantabulous. Yourself?
Good. Oh, pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Lots of planning has been going into this event coming up. This is an annual event. I know I was at it last year. I'm excited to be a part of it, be your MC again this year. This is So Happy Together.
Yes. Yeah, so there is a giveaway to one of our songs, Happy Together. Brand new to us this year. And people have been asking, do you do Happy Together? Do you do Happy Together? We finally learned Happy Together. So we're going to be singing it this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. And you've got some special ladies joining the show as well.
Yes, the very talented Sisters of Choice. So we, again, we had them for one of our benefit Christmas concerts a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And people ever since then, we wish we could have heard more of them. So we're giving them a full half-hour set in this weekend show. So.
Oh, wow. Look out. They're going to take over the show from you, Chordsmen.
Oh, well, I don't know. We'll see. The crowd probably will prefer them. So they are really talented people.
Yes, I know these ladies, and I've seen them perform. They are very, very, very talented, and not just talented musically, but they have a lot of fun. They're very entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, the Bluewater Chordsmen, how long have they been around here in Sarnia-Lambton?
I think since 1945.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. And you've been a part of them for how long?
It'll be 37 years in June.
Yeah. And you really have an eclectic age group in there. You know, I think most would probably think that the Chordsman type thing is something that's faded away over the years, but you really have a large group of committed performers, some who are quite a young age.
Yes, we have a college guy with us right now. We've got a high school fella. Now he is on leave right now because of his schoolwork, but we do have a high school fella. We have a couple of guys in their 30s, a bunch of guys middle age between, let's say, 40 and 60, and then a few guys older than that.
I like how you put that. And a few guys older than that. Yeah. What is it?
But the main
Sorry,
thing
go ahead.
is that the main thing is we all have fun. We love music. We love harmonizing. We love socializing.
Yeah.
And it just brings guys together.
Yeah. And there's a sort of like there's a sense of humor to a chordsman, right? Is it a like there's jokes involved and story? I guess the funny stories, I guess, are typically told, right? Are you still there?
We got guys in break time. We'll tell a joke or a story or whatever, and yeah, and we'll get out every so once in a while. We'll go out and socialize in the community and sing in a restaurant to people, and while we go out and have a social time.
Valentine's Day is popular with you guys.
Very. This past we completed these things. So yeah, it's and again, money's to it and awareness, and yeah, it was great.
Right. You're breaking up there just a little bit, so I'll push through this. You have a sponsor for this event coming up on Sunday, is that right?
Yeah. One of our biggest sponsors is Host. Wealth. I forget who the fella is, but one of the local advisors, financial advisors.
Right. Gotcha. So this Sunday, Imperial Theatre, and what time's the show start?
2 p.m. And
2
you
o'clock.
pick up tickets at the door.
Yeah,
it'll be over
4 o'clock.
It'll be over by 4.
Yeah. Okay. And the Sisters of Choice joining you there, and I'm looking forward to being your MC once again for this event. It's always I had a lot of fun last year just watching the show. I kind of got a special view of the show from the side of the curtains there. But tickets are available online as well. Can they go to imperialtheatre.net to get those tickets?
Yes, they can. Yeah,
Perfect.
and according to the website, things are starting to fill up nicely. So they want to get tickets. They should get them soon.
Yeah, don't wait. What other, real quick, what other kind of music are we going to see? Of course, you're going to do Good Night, Sweetheart, right?
Oh, yeah. That's 50s, 60s. We're going to do some of these. We'll have some that are the era. Been asking us years to sing that we haven't had an arrangement. Amazing.
David, you're all kind of frozen up and very sporadic, so I can't really make you out. So I'm gonna have to. Yeah, he's gone. I think he lost his internet. All right. Well, there you go. I think you get the gist there. Bluewater Chordsmen happening this Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the Imperial Theatre. I will be the MC once again. I try to deliver the jokes like they're fun. It's a lot of fun, and I know they put a lot of rehearsal into this. The Sisters of Choice, I'm excited to see them. I haven't seen them in a while. These three ladies have a lot of fun and beautiful music, like so good. They're giving them a half hour, right? So watch out, Bluewater Chordsmen. The Sisters of Choice might take over. If you want to get your tickets for this, once again, you can go to Imperial Theatre bluewaterchordsmen.net and come out and see the Bluewater Chordsmen. So happy together with special guests, the Sisters of Choice. David, thanks so much. Sorry we had to move on, but we just lost you there. We'll connect with you soon. All right, he's ready. Let's get him on here right now. My friend Don Adam, Executive Director for Huron House Boys Home. How you doing, Don?
Great, Dave. Beautiful day.
I know, like Mother Nature's like kind of been teasing us a little bit, right?
It has, but today feels like spring and the trees are budding.
Yeah, it's a beautiful time of year. Thanks for being here, Don. Did you get to an Easter with the family and everything?
We did. We had Easter yesterday and saw my dad and my family on Friday, so that was great.
Oh, busy times. That's good. That's good. Did you eat too much?
I probably did.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to deny.
I was trying to work it off today, doing some yard work.
There you go. Perfect day for it. Don, Huron House Boys Home. You've been involved for how many years now?
Just 6 as of today, actually.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
A lot has been going on with the Huron House Boys Home. A lot of frustration, I guess, is probably a word. And it's an ongoing battle to keep paying for the services that Huron House Boys Home provides. And how many beds do you have there now?
We're licensed for 28. We have 11 boys, and we have funding for 6.
Yeah,
and we might have some. Sorry, the windows are open. Can you hear that?
Oh, somebody with a motorcycle?
Yeah. Sorry. One funding for one of those beds, one of the 6 beds, may be reallocated in the near future. We're not sure.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing. Well, it is for us, certainly. It is to improve other children's mental health services in Lambton County. And Lambton County needs more children's mental health services. Mm-hmm. But the problem is we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. I think that residential care is important and it is an important service for Lambton County, and so are others, right? What we need is more funding from the government instead of reallocating existing, do more with less.
Yeah, and that's the real battle, I guess, right? Is getting governments to understand the need.
And it's a business case. Like if we spend money now in prevention and treating kids, they won't get into the health system as they grow older, maybe into the criminal system as they grow older. We can spend $150 million and save $410 million. That's what Children's Mental Health Ontario, that's what our research shows. It's also frustrating right now because we've moved from the Ministry of Children and Youth Services, it no longer exists, to the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services. But then as of April 1st, we moved to the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care, and we don't even know who our program supervisor is from that ministry. So we've had no ability to have any conversation about what the future holds.
Right.
So that's a little frustrating.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess you got to keep pushing through, but let's help people understand the importance of supporting the boys' home by telling them roughly how much money do you need every month to make this happen?
Just about $100,000 a month.
Yeah, that's huge.
And we're funded for just $42,000. So we need to fundraise, and we have a number of events coming up. Can I talk about those?
You can, yeah, absolutely. You got the Pasta Fest that's coming up this week.
Yeah, Dave Brown was just talking about United Way's Pasta Fest. Ours is sooner, this Thursday, and it's at the Dante Club from 5 to 7 with salad and focaccia bread, pasta, and 2 meatballs and dessert, and it's an excellent time. It's a fundraiser for us. We'll be there from 5 to 7, and tickets are $15 and $10 for people 4 to 12 years old. And we're going to unveil our new logo for the Run, Walk, Skate, Bike, another significant event that we hold on Father's Day each year.
Yeah.
And there's the silent auction. And if you want an electric guitar, that's one of the items in the silent auction.
Oh, is that right? Where did that come from?
I'd have to ask Andrew. Sorry.
No, that's okay. All right. But I'm sure there's going to be some great items there up for auction as well. And the
Correct.
pasta, like, it's just, they're so delicious. Like,
And really, you can't go out for dinner for $15 and get a 3-course meal, and
no.
And it's eat in or take out. You can come in and take it out, and
okay.
It's a great event, and the Dante Club holds it for a number of different social service agencies.
Yeah.
This is the first one that the Boys Home has done, so we're hoping that it will be useful to us.
Yeah, and the unveiling of the logo. What was it that brought a change for the logo? Like, why did you say we need a new one?
We have a run walk skate bike committee that organizes the event each year, and it was just time. The other one was quite busy. We're trying to simplify it some and change the colors some. I think we went through quite a process to determine which logo would be the one we chose, and we're very pleased with it. I'm pleased with it.
Yeah, well, and the unveiling is going to happen there at the Pasta Fest. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, and we want people to come out there and enjoy the Pasta Fest and enjoy the unveiling. But if for some reason they can't, we're going to live stream it, right?
Yes, with your help, David. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, oh, no problem. Happy to do that. I'm glad I was available to do that because I've got this sneak peek, but and it does look really well, I must say. But we're not going to officially put that out there until Thursday. What kind of things besides the Pasta Fest? And I know people getting involved. The skate, walk, run, ride. That's fly, skateboard. I can't remember it all, but I know that's a significant or a signature event for the Boys Home. But outside of that, do you need volunteers for these events, and do you need volunteers at the Boys Home? What other things can people do to support you?
We do need volunteers at the events for certain. Volunteering at the Boys Home is a little trickier because we want to keep the confidentiality of the boys confidential. So that's, but we always are looking for support from the community. Can I just talk a bit more about that? We put out a press release in January about the Boys Home being in jeopardy, and the response from the community has just been unbelievable. We have a menu cook event. It's usually the first Saturday in March. It was March 2nd, I think, this year. Raised $35,000 more than any other menu cook.
Wow.
But even from that, one of the cooks Marty Raymakers took it upon himself to challenge 100 people to donate $100 to the Boys Home, just because I was talking about the Boys Home struggling financially, and it raised $9,000 in a couple of weeks. It was just amazing. Noel's Gift has been very supportive of the Boys Home, helping with our food budget to a great degree. Even our cleaning company that come in for a couple hours a day have cut their bill in half, and just helped it's just everybody has really helped. There's going to be a golf tournament from Lakeshore Church, May 25th, that they offered to raise money on the Boys Home behalf, and these people are just coming out of the woodwork, and we really appreciate it. And it speaks to what I think people think about the service that Huron House provides. Most people that I speak with, or if there's a group of people, I always say, do you know anybody who lived at the Boys Home? And somebody always puts their hand up, and I always ask, did we help them? And they always say yes. You know, it's pretty impressive. The Boys Home's been there 49 years. I've only been there 6, but it has a legacy and a history, and it's helped over 1,000 boys in that period of time. And it's a necessary service for this community.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm a happy to be a supporter of the Boys Home, and it has been around a long like well, I'm going to be 50 this year. So I've been around almost as long. But I remember when I was in public school, I went to Brights Grove Public School. So, it was around then and was doing a lot of great things there. And I know some of the, I'm still friends with some of the guys that were there when I was in public school and have done quite well for themselves. It's impactful. One of my favorite words is impact, how you can have an impact on people.
Yeah.
And, especially at a young age, that's when we need to impact the best way we can. And the Boys Home certainly offers that. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why the community here recognizes the importance of the Boys Home. But it is one of those things that I guess if you don't know about it or you don't use the service, our lives get busy. We just don't think about it, right? So I think that's another good reason for putting on your fundraising events. It's not just to raise the money, but it creates a lot of awareness out there.
Absolutely. And most people don't know now that for the last 10 years, we've been an accredited children's mental health facility. And every boy that we have come into our service has at least 2 diagnoses. And it's important that they get the help that they need when they need it. And frankly, there's usually a wait list to get into our place from the community because it's only funded for 6 beds. They're almost always full. Well, it's almost always full. So it's just, and at one point the Boys Home was funded for 24 beds, and then it was reduced to 20, and then 16, and then 12, and then 10, and then 6. So it's a declining funding base with increased complexity of the needs of the kids, and we have a great staff team. They are phenomenal with the boys, and I think that the boys say that.
Well, and that's a testament to the impact as well. If the ones that are there and involved in the services are saying good things about the staff, because I imagine there's lots of opportunity to not say good things about the staff.
Certainly, there are boys that will not be happy no matter what, because honestly, they want to be at home, and they're not. Yep. And so nothing is going to make them happy. But over time, we tend to get through to them and help them get to where they want to be. And certainly we have our independent living program.
I was talking about that.
So we have youth kind of 16, 17, because our age group is 12 to 18, that we try and help if they aren't going home to try and prepare them for independent living. And that's something that, again, our kids say that's a useful opportunity for them to learn and to be prepared, because that's really what it's about. I don't know how many folks these days are prepared at 17, 18 to be living independently. It's a little bit different. There's research saying that now the brain doesn't really mature until 24, 25. And I'm not sure our boys, with some of the issues that they have had, I think they're on the later stage of that than the earlier stage.
My wife might say it takes 50.
Yeah. So would mine, David.
But I know what you're saying there. I think there's so much going on out there too, right?
Yeah.
When I was younger, like with the phone thing, all of that stuff. And I'm not saying it's the phone or the technology. That's a whole other show. I'm just saying that it's unavoidable. Like, it's there and in the face. There's so much information to take into this little brain of ours that a lot of the garbage, we say garbage in, garbage out, but it gets harder and harder to filter that stuff. And I think that's probably part of, what's affecting our youth and younger.
Yes.
They're born with a device in their hand now.
And all
the other things that go on, with divorce and all of that, and try to be grown up about it. Ugh.
Recently, all of our staff, our full-time staff, were trained in addictions, including video addiction, gambling addiction, eating disorder, and substance abuse. And that happened from last November through to April. And that's we have a number of boys that come in that have video addiction, and that is their world. And perhaps having depression and anxiety with it, they don't want to go out into the world. They can go out into the world online, and that's not healthy.
Hiding behind a keyboard, I guess, right?
Yeah, anonymous.
Dealing with things directly. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll have to maybe revisit that because I'm curious to know more about that.
Because you're teaching at the college, right?
Yeah. I mean, I teach. It's esports entrepreneurship and administration. It's called. So it's not just sitting down and playing video games for a living. It's marketing, it's branding, it's planning, project management, setting up tournaments, all that sort of thing. It's really quite, and actually what you just said's got my brain going about something we'll have to talk about. But yeah, I can see that happening. But another thing is what I see in the esports world is actually they're not just sitting down playing the video games, they're socializing with each other and having the conversations about the games, about the tournament that's coming up. They're pulling their chairs in a circle and discussing. So it's not just behind the screen as well. But that's an interesting thing you bring up. There's probably an addiction for everything nowadays. Would you agree with that?
People can be addicted to a lot of different things, certainly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But 5 years ago, we'd ask a boy, "What do you want to do when you grow up and mature? What kind of a job, or where do you want to be in 5 years?" And they would say, "Law, engineering, plumbing." And now it's, "I'm going to develop a video game and sell it," and that is, I don't know how realistic that goal is for people to have, but that's all they want to do. That's their hobby and sometimes their life, to be online and playing video games.
Well, it's a good point that you ask about that, because to me, I would say, okay, let's embrace that, because it is a very realistic goal nowadays to like the video game industry is $1 billion industry on track to be $1 trillion industry, and we haven't scratched the scratch on the scratch of the scratch on the surface yet.
So maybe one night you can come talk to the boys about that. You read my mind. I'd be happy to do that, because being a YouTuber, for example, a successful YouTuber, we have somebody here in town who's a very successful. He's got like 2 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. He lives right here in Sarnia, and being a YouTuber is a career. Now, some would say it's similar to becoming a rock star, but the chances of being successful are increasing. Talk to the boys about Twitch and all this other stuff. It's a realistic living. It's a realistic, hey, what am I doing? Yeah. I'm
living, right?
And
so
you're good at it.
Realistic. And I think to embrace that would be a positive thing. And yeah, I will come out and talk to the boys. Well, we'll talk after Pasta Fest this week, and we'll make something happen. And I've probably got some guests I could bring out to that as well. But what's important is getting the money into the pockets of the Huron House Boys Home and
for the boys.
Yep, for the boys. And how many different services do you have there that you offer? Like, it's not just you're not just keeping the boys there; you're teaching them stuff.
We have a psychologist 1 day a week. We have a social worker half-time now. We've made some cuts to the boys' home. Our management team is working only 4 days a week and being paid for 4 days a week. Two members of our management team. I've taken a cut in pay. We're in hard times, and we need to address those, of course. But we have a social worker for counseling. All our staff are child and youth workers, or social service science degrees. All are well trained. All are trained in PMAB, prevention and management of aggressive behavior, just to be safe. But we don't do that. And all the boys go to community school. Like, we want them to be involved in the community as much as possible and to give back to the community and teach that. Some of our graduates that come back to visit us, that's what they tell us. You guys taught me a work ethic because we do have jobs that we do in the community. We have a Christmas tree farm on the grounds right now that the boys work at and get paid for working at. So we try and teach them everything. And of course, we're pseudo parents. We're with them from when they wake up to when they go to sleep, and through all the issues that come up or all the good things that happen that they are graduate. We have a graduate of the boys' home, Keen, who's this week is graduating from engineering at Western. And
wow.
which is really cool. And he keeps in touch with us, and we've been able to help him a little bit with scholarship money. So that's one of the joys of the job, is to just help our boys, not only when they're with us, but after they leave.
Well, it's fantastic. What a great story in that. Well, I know it does have a positive impact. I can attest to that for sure. Just with my experience over the year with the boys' home, and I do agree, it's much needed in our community. So let's do what we can. Get out there, folks, to Pasta Fest coming up this week, and come out and enjoy the delicious food, and as well the unveiling of the new logo for the upcoming Father's Day event. Don, I want to thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else you want to throw out there just before I let you go?
Sorry, can I say two things? If the boys' home wasn't there, where would the boys go? And they would be out of the county somewhere. And two, and that always worries me, and two, go Leafs.
Did you hear my story earlier?
I did.
I called it 4-2, and my buddy punched me in the arm. But anyway, go Leafs.
Yeah.
God, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you at Pasta Fest. And let's definitely sit down and talk about esports and coming out and talking. I'd love to do that.
That'd be great, David. I'd appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, Don.
Okay. Thank you.
Don Adam, Executive Director for the Huron House Boys Home, and there is their website. They're going to share that up on the screen. If you want to find out more about what the Boys Home is doing and how you can support it, well, obviously, one of the ways you can support it is by coming out to Pasta Fest. You can also get involved in I always get this wrong, but Walk, Run, Skate, Ride. I think that's what it's called on the Father's Day. And, of course, that's coming up. No, I didn't say it right. Walk, run, skate, bike. Yeah, Don's nodding his head at me. I can't hear him anymore, so he can say whatever he wants about me. I wouldn't know it. Anyway, it's a great Father's Day event. That's what I'll say. Swim. I don't know. There's lots of ways to support them. And I said they need volunteers for these events. And if you want to have a conversation with Don, I know you can give him a call at the Boys Home as well. I'd be happy to talk to you about your ideas and your thoughts. And just go to the website, hhbh.ca. Thanks, Don. All right. Are we there? I got to make sure. I got to check all my notes, and it's looking like that is about it. So I do want to say thanks to all of you for being here and joining me. I will mention as well, I think, let me see if I can find it here. I'm a self-producing kind of guy. I can't afford the producers. There you go. If you don't want to look at me for whatever reason, but you want to listen to me and take me on the road, I am now available everywhere on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Switcher. We're even on Spotify. If you want to listen to this broadcast, you can follow me there and put me into your phone or your iPod or your car or whatever you do and listen to me on the way to work. Listen to me on the way as you're driving to the Pasta Fest on Thursday. That's what you can do. There's a great way. Thanks so much, everybody. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show live. Bye for now.